Diverse families, las familias diversas. Have you heard about what this means? Do you know what this means, diverse families? It's basically it's this. There's a definition here, which means basically families composed of parents of the same sex or different nationalities or ethnicities or things like that. A child with two fathers, a child with two mothers, or a child with a Jewish father and an African mother, that kind of thing. So I just wanted to bring this up to see, because there's a lot of controversy about this, for example, because some people say that it shouldn't be allowed because for example, having a child being raised without a male figure, for example, in the case of two mothers, could be seen as maybe the child will be lacking some characteristics that the male figure could bring in, that kind of thing. So I don't know, Eugenia, what do you think about these kinds of relationships and this kind of parenthood relationships?
Well, I think in my country that we are very close-minded. It will never, I think, happen that, for example, we will have like families with two women or two men. But I think the most important is that the child is loved and someone is taking care of the child, and that's the most important, because child doesn't care who is mom or who is father. But no, I'm for it. I don't see any reasons to be against. Yeah.
I'm currently dating a girl, we've been dating for
exactly. That's why I wanted to. That's one of the reasons why I brought up this topic, because I knew that you were dating. You mentioned it on the group, right? La novia, dijiste novia, entonces.
Yeah,
so I thought you have a girlfriend. So So that's a great example. So let's say you want to have a child. What do you think about people that think that is something maybe that could bring in problems for the raising of that kid?
I think maybe every child at some point has like an existential crisis. So I think in that type of family, maybe it's more like you see it more because they will ask more questions. They will feel excluded because we like same-sex parents families are totally something like, even in France it's allowed. There's no like taboo on it or anything. It's just in school it will be weird and your child might get bullied, but I think it's like I don't see anything wrong with it, because I've seen a lot of examples. Like there's a lot of families who are like boy girl families. They don't work, divorced parents, dead parents, stuff like that. I think every family is different, and every family has like something beautiful, and I don't see like I have a hard time getting along with people who are like, oh, that's like against nature, and that's like the child won't be loved and blah blah blah. And I've seen examples of child who were like definitely more loved in same-sex families. Yeah. Than in any other family. So.
Yeah. So two key takeaways here. I guess. Love, if you offer love to a kid, that's really the main thing, because everything else is like extra, no?
Yeah.
Of course, you need to provide the right education, you need to provide the right values. But if those two people, being two girls or two guys, can provide those values and those,
and people often forget that it's not because you live with it's not because you have two fathers, for example, that you won't have a feminine figure in your life.
Yeah.
Because
sorry it's just I'm gonna set this up because I noticed that
okay, sorry.
Yeah,
so I panicked. I forgot.
No, that's fine. Sorry, don't worry about it. It's because you'll sound better.
It's not because you grew up with two fathers or two mothers that you're gonna miss like a masculine figure or a feminine figure, because people like I have a lot of friends that are boys. I have brothers who are probably, if I ever have a child, will like be close to that child and who will be their like, I don't know, masculine figure if my child is a boy or something. So it's not really like I don't think it's really about that, but it's more Like, I don't know, I have a really hard time with people who are against it.
Okay, so let's talk about that, because what would you say to the people that are against the idea of having, you know, same-sex parents for a child, or adoption? Because we could be talking about adopting kids too. You know,
I want to adopt.
not even your own kids.
Yeah.
Of course, not, you know, not your own kids, but
Yeah, there's
it's
no way
gotta
I'm
be.
being pregnant ever. I am not carrying a child in my body. I am gonna adopt.
So you that's your take right now, no?
Yeah, I mean, I'm 21, so like right now, like I don't want to have any planning of that.
Yeah, sure,
'Cause
sure.
I'm
yeah.
way too young to die. But what I would say to someone who is against it, it's hard without bringing up examples, because I have a lot of examples in my own family, in people I know, my friends. I know a lot of people for whom it didn't work out, like boy and girl relationship with a kid.
Yeah.
And I know a lot of people with like trauma in these families for everything for what the child has witnessed and so on. And I think this kind of things that can happen in any family, same sex or not. But I would say that I don't even know what I would say, because people like that, they just like, they won't change their mind, and they probably won't try to think about it, because I've tried many times and it never worked. So.
I see what you mean. Yeah. See, the reason I was asking this is because, you know, I always try to come out. I'm the kind of guy that tries to discuss things over, right? Because I don't like, okay, no, we have different opinions. We're gonna leave it at that. I like to come up with arguments to say, okay, listen, this is what I think. You don't have to agree, but at least see my point, so that everybody can be, you know, and share their opinions. That's the whole point. Because you were smart. You were smiling just a moment ago when she mentioned the fact that she doesn't want to have kids at all. So why did you smile there?
No, because I think I'm craving about it. One day, not now, but it's just like I'd like to experience it as a woman.
Right.
Like, I'm not afraid. I mean, we are all like, we're born somehow, and it's like I want it. I want like to have someone inside, and then it's mine.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
Yeah, it's.
But I have a lot of friends who are like, "You're crazy."
No, you're not crazy. I think that's
you.
beautiful. I wish I was like you, because my family, they're like, "Oh, you're gonna change your mind. Your mom used to say the same," and blah blah blah. I'm pretty sure I'm not gonna change my mind. I've never I want to have children. I just don't want them in my body.
Were you always like that, Zhenya? Like since you were little, oh, mama, I want to have a...
Yeah, I'm fond of kids. And, I want to be mom. Great. Don't know when, but not late 30s, I hope. So
okay.
A bit earlier, but we'll see. But yeah, I know my best friends, they also like, I will never get pregnant. Because there was a topic about surrogacy.
Yeah, that's coming up next.
And it's like, I can't imagine that a woman is carrying my baby inside. It's like, for me, no way. But I respect any opinions of
I
the
see it as very
parents.
practical.